Welcome to the show brought to you by the Zimbabwe Young Feminist Movement and ZCIEA, an organization that speaks to the issues of the people in the informal economy of Zimbabwe. With me today, we have two amazing guests, one from the Zimbabwe Young Feminist Movement, Thando, and the other from ZCIEA. We want to understand, maybe from their organizations, what they can do, what they have been doing, particularly to end sexual harassment. I'll start with you. Please introduce yourself to the people that are watching out there.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Siphathisiwe Ndebele. I'm the president of Zimbabwe Chamber of Informal Economy Associations, ZCIEA.
Her Excellency, ma'am. Thank you very much for being here.
Okay, thank you.
Thando, please introduce yourself.
The name is Thando. I'm the chairperson of the Zimbabwe Young Feminist Movement. I'm happy to be here.
So I have with me Ama Excellencies, Ama chairpersons and all. So which is good because the conversation that we're really going to have is a very important one. So maybe starting with you, Her Excellency, looking at ZCIEA as an organization, what are some of the structures that you guys have as an organization to combat sexual harassment?
No, Tina, as ZCIEA, Slama structures, like women's structure, men's structure, and then Slama youth. Konapo, mostly women structure, Lama support groups, that are essence of Thailand's mind. So, Mama saying, Sana, Uzana, discuss it. Mama, Emma Kaz, Ninza, Wim 17 who getting those is a sexual harassment.
That's really, I think, very important. So what would you say is the importance of having organizations like yours? Because I know we have ZCIEA, we have OBVTA, Bulawayo Vendors and Traders Associations, we've got other organizations from Amanyama cities, Alama Informal Traders. So what do you think is the importance of ukuthi organizations lana ebe khona as associations abantu abakwi-informal economy, particularly ukuthi sikwanise ukuthi siqede sexual harassment?
Okay, organizations thina le-BVTA sijayele kube ngathi sisebenza ndawonye ukuncintisana ukubonisana ukuthi nxa kungalokhu ZCIEA buya, BVTA buya, lamanye nje kulabo bhutha siyabizana sibonisana ukuthi singenzani udubo olukhona, especially ku-sexual harassment endaweni lapho sisebenzela khona kulabantu bemthova, kulabantu abathengisa lokhu lalokhu okutshiyeneyo. So siyananzelela ukuthi what can we implement ukuthi kungenziwani ukuthi kuqedwe lolu dubo, like kuyakhulunywa ama-rank marshals ukuthi like nxa abantu begada imthova kulezi mhlamba leziyana ezikhulunywayo ukuthethisana kunjalo njalo. So siyabonisa ukuthi singenzani ukuqeda lolu dubo lwe-sexual harassment endaweni esebenzela kuzo.
I think she brings about a very important aspect of even involving the marshals into the conversations, because when we look at sexual harassment, particularly within the public sector or the public spaces in Zimbabwe, most of it happens in places where people are gathered, particularly kuma markets, labo mama abathengisa khona, labo budi, those that will be driving or waiting, all of those people. Because of maybe that collective people, which we have sent down in A1, we've seen so many cases of sexual harassment. What would you say, maybe just to add on to what you said, is the role of associations like theirs in ending sexual harassment?
Kahle ama-association, especially afana nale-ZCIEA, ne-BVTA, lamanye anjalo achiyeneyo, they've been doing a lot to end that. Even lama association lawa adila labantu bemthova. Ngiyakhumbula ukuthi ko-hyper kudala singakabi ne-COVID. Owendi basebetshela ukuthi kahle maningi ukuthethisa ama-customer. Nxa kuyikuthi uregister under umbayiwa, sekuthi umbayiwa kuthiwa ngani umbayiwa. Nxa uregister under umbayiwa ungathethisa umuntu uthando sele right yokuthi aye ku-reporta umbayiwa. uqondiswe nawe njengowethu ushwele umsebenzi nawo ushwele umsebenzi. So yikho uqakatheka kwama-association wona nawo. Ngibe sembuza umbuzo wakho wawubuza yena ukuthi kahle kahle vele kwenziwani ukuthi sisebenzisana. Ukusebenzisana yikho lathi njenge-Zimbabwe Young Feminist Movement sinanzelela ukuthi sokuke waba lama-issues amaningi kakhulu ukuthi kulama-sexual harassment, kulokunqunulwa kwabantu, kulokuthethiswa, kulokubanjwa okungakho emthethweni, okunganakuvumelwana okukhona. So sathi kuqakathekile ukuthi nathi njengoba sisebenza kakhulu labomama ngangcono sibambisane le-ZCIEA, sibambisane namanye ama-association anjalo njalo ukwenzela ukuthi siqedele uhlupho. And ukubambisana khona kukhona ngibona nganikho okuncedayo.
I think esintwini there is something like if you want to go far, you have to go with others. So that working together is very important. So Thando, I understand Gwinji your organization is particularly for young women and also young women abamama feminists. What do you think is really the role of organizations like yours, or rather maybe gender equality? Where do we find the gender equality in the issues of sexual harassment? And how can we use the gender equality as a way to then end or reduce sexual harassment?
So as Zimbabwe Young Feminist Movement, Sititina, yes, of course, we really concentrate on young women. Nxa ukuthi omama abancane kumele babe nokuthi yiba baharaswa kakhulu futhi emsikeni lapho. But thina siyavuma lokuthi young women don't live in a vacuum. They live in a world with young men, with older women, etc. So sithi wonke umuntu okhona emhlabeni esiphila lawo, esiphila kuwo, ebantwini esiphila lawo, has something to say in order to end sexual harassment. But sisitsho njalo, we realize ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi abantu aba-realize ukuthi harassment kahle kahle vele ibuye, because it revolves with time, with places. Omama beqalisa ukukhuluma nge-sexual harassment, babekhuluma nge-sexual harassment yokuthi irejiwe. Khathesi uma sesikhuluma nge-sexual harassment, uThando sekhuluma nge-sexual harassment yokuthi ijaha lami liposte iphono yami ku-Twitter. It revolves. It revolves. So we realize ukuthi kulama dynamics amaningi and kulama players amaningi. Kulama dynamics amaningi, kulama players amaningi. We try to bring everyone to the table, to have conversation, to realize different dynamics akhona our sexual harassment, and then from there on classes defining ukuthi kahle kahle uhlupho lwethu yilolo sesingaqalisa ukuthi silubambe njani uhlupho lwakhona. And esiqalisa ukuthi silubambe njani uhlupho lwakhona yikho khona kwesiqalele ezitshiya khathesi ukuthi sithi lezitshiya thina sesirealize ukuthi sasingaxoxa nge-sexual harassment kunde sihlezi kuma-boardroom and what, but i-sexual harassment yenzakala ku-6-7, yenzakala ko-hyper, yenzakala kuthiwa kungabe e-City Hall. And then siqalisa kahle kahle uhlelo lolo esikhuluma ngalo lezitshiya. Sasithe thina sizakhangela i-informal sector, the-transport sector. Because informal sector, the transport sector, so sikhuluma khathesi aseyinto ukuthi kuthiwa into yezitshiya le-Zimbabwe Young Feminist Movement. Sesithi umuntu yena lwana uhlele emsikeni uWinji nalwana uthini nge-sexual harassment, and then singaqeda njalo. But ukuqeda ngiyathemba ukuthi sibambisana njengabantu kuyaphela.
So maybe, Her Excellency, you can take us through what do you think are some of the solutions as people in the community to end sexual harassment, particularly in the informal sector?
Okay, I think from the side as long as I feel comfortable in what I'm putting on. Kumkhathaza mina ngiyabe ngigqoke ngenjongo yami ngiyothi ukuthi kumbe ngifuna uku-insight omunye umuntu on something like abanye abacabanga ukuthi ugqokela ukuthi ukubona ugqokela ukutshengisa ifika yakhe. No, that's not the case. It's wena ukuthi uphila njani. So ukuthi singawuqeda njani singafundisana abanye abakuthile ukuthi emakhaya abantwana nxa befundiswa even ngezikolo mina ngezokuthiwa bayafundiswa abantwana ukuthi like umele ubone ukuthi utitsha ukubamba njani umuntu angakubamba lapha kulama no kuthiwa don't touch areas ube kwazi ukuthi utitsha umbambe lapha kumbe uzibani umbambe lapha la sithi ubone ukuthi hayi lapha khona sokusenzakala.
I like that.
Kunaleyani misconception sesiphathe ukuthi umuntu nxa ehlezi lapha emsikeni ethengisa amatamatisi abantu sebecabanga ukuthi amatamatisi akhe asoze amphilise sebecabanga ukuthi uthengisa nomzimba.
Hayi kakhulu lokho uqinisile ngoba like omunye umuntu wazi wathi kimi wena ibehavior yakho ichiyene than engangucabanga ukuthi lina lithengisa okuningi liyabe lithengisa yebo izinto zeni kodwa lithengisa because umnyanza ukuze ukuthi khona kwasibilo okuthengisayo kophila ngakho sikulibhadala irent wenzeni nasingithi hayi ebesithi thina abantu nxa sicabanga sicabanga ukuthi lithengisa lokuningi lokho nje ukuthi liyabhala.
That's very interesting. So I think education and awareness campaigns has really been a theme that has been running ever since we started the show, particularly as some of the ways in which we can end sexual harassment. What do you have to add on to that? What are some of the interventions that we can do on a larger or smaller scale in order to address this challenge that we have?
On a very larger scale, on a very large, I'm saying ukuthi asivoteni because our parliamentarians determine ukuthi ama policies ethu athi. And then uthola ukuthi ama policies esinawo, we have a very good policy
for the formal sector.
For the formal sector, but I speak to what's happening in the informal sector, and the informal sector yethu inkulu. And then kumele ukuthi umthetho yethu ingani iyadviswa to speak to the informal sector as well. Kuyabe kumele ukuthi sikuniphe on the
bike. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this has really been a very interesting conversation. Do you want to add anything else before we close?
But okubutshwana nje ukuthi khona ukuthi abantu bafundiswe kubhalwe like ngesindebele ngesishona kunikwa amaphepha abantu babale nemsakazweni khona ukuthi sawazi nje abantu babekwazi.
I think that's really very important. The issue of making sure that the message that we're trying to get people to understand is accessible and they can understand it based on the platforms that we use. Are we using radio? Are we using Twitter? And also the languages that we use, because Zimbabwe is a multilingual state, so we should be able to address that. I think this has really been a very beautiful conversation. I've enjoyed it. I don't know about you ladies.
I'm happy ukuthi ama conversations wona lawa zaqhubeka.
Same here. So it seems ukuthi this today is bathi bachazekile, so she's been my job is done. As always, I am your host Unika. Into biyengeko koboralisa le kahle.
Ayisiyabonga.